Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Haley and you're watching Between the Pages. I have an unboxing for you today, and that is this month's YA Owlcrate. Yes, I finally actually ordered the Owlcrate book. This is one that I was not quite sure about, but I want to give a try because I have read from this author before, and that is The House Saphir by Marisa Meyer. This is the same author as Heartless and the Lunar Chronicles. I have not read the Lunar Chronicles, but Heartless pretty much left me heartless by the end, and it was beautifully written. Would love to read it again and see how I feel about it now as an adult. But yeah, so I decided I was going to order this one and give it a try. On the back it says, "We are witches here, Lord Saphir. It is the monsters who should be bothered by us." So I really like that. Intriguing. Then we have stenciled edges and, of course, a ribbon bookmark. You know, I love the ribbon bookmarks. The pages did crack when I took them out, but it did spend a night in the parcel locker, and it was really cold and rainy. So I'm just going to chalk it up to the fact that the weather was not very nice. And like I said, it spent the night in a mailbox. Well, in a parcel locker at the mailbox. So thankfully the pages are not cracking now, but it did make me a little nervous because I have had sprayed edges, stenciled edges crack and stick together really badly, and I worry about it damaging the book. But then we have some foiling on the front. We have a stag, and it says "The Silver Stag." So that's what that looks like. And on the back we have one empty coffin. They kind of look like they're maybe tarot cards. They're reminiscent of tarot cards. I don't know if that has anything to do with the book, but that's just my assumption. Then we have our main character here with, it looks like a swallow, just based on the back wings. Tail, that is what it's called. It's called tail. Forgive me, I'm very tired. And then we have our love interests with what looks like another kind of bird. So maybe birds are very integral to the story. I don't know. And then we have reversible dust jacket art, which I really do love. I am not going to attempt to pronounce these, so I'm just going to let you look at it and you can try and decode it yourself. I don't know what it says, and I'm not going to sound silly. So that's the reversible dust jacket art. Now we're going to find what it's about. Mallory Fontaine is a fraud. Though she comes from a long line of witches, the only magic she possesses is the ability to see ghosts, which is rarely as useful as one might think. She and her sister have maintained the family business, eking out a paltry living by selling bogus spells and conducting tours of the infamous mansion where the first of the Saphir murders took place. Oh, this sounds really interesting, actually. Maybe this is why I ended up ordering it. Mallory is a self-proclaimed expert on Count Bastian, not sure, Saphir, otherwise known as Monsieur Le Bleu, who brutally killed 3 of his wives more than a century ago. But she never expected to meet Bastian's great-great-grandson and heir to the Saphir estate. So this sounds a lot like Starling House by Alex E. Harrow. So, and I loved that book, so I'm already on board. Armand is handsome, wealthy, and gullible, the perfect mark. When he offers Mallory a large sum of money to rid his ancestral home of the LeBlue's ghost, she can't resist. A paid vacation at Armand's country manor? It's practically a dream come true. Never mind the ghosts of the murdered wives and the monsters that are as common as household pests. But when murder again comes for the House Saphir, Mallory finds herself at the center of the investigation, and she is almost certain the killer is mortal. If she has any hope of cashing in on the payment she was promised, she'll have to solve the murder and banish the ghost while upholding the illusion of witchcraft. Still, all that sounds relatively easily compared to the biggest challenge, learning to trust her heart, especially when the person her heart wants the most might be a murderer himself. Interesting. Now I know why I ordered this. because a lot of times I don't order the YA because it just seems like a lot of the same. But like I said, I loved Heartless by Marisa Meyer. I have not read anything by her since. So when I read the synopsis for this, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely on board. This seems up my alley. So yeah, that was my unboxing, and I will see you guys later. Bye!